Welcome to the Community Clicks training videos. Today we're discussing how to prepare an Excel spreadsheet for importing contacts. Now this could also be done in Google Sheets. So what we're looking for is some sort of a spreadsheet that you will be able to import as a CSV file or a comma delineated file. So let's open up an Excel spreadsheet. And if you have not received this template, please give us a call or email and we'll make sure that you have that included to be able to do your importing from. So across the top we have a large variety of headings that will present themselves as an area that you can fill data in that will be brought into this contact database. So we have a few of the initial ones. Initial columns in red ink, and that's to signify the fact that they are important and really you would want to, if at all possible, present information in here. Following that, we have a number of fields that are outlined in black or blue, and those are not necessary to fill in at this time, but it's interesting for you to go through and see the extent of customization that we can offer you as far as importing information in. So going under column A, we have a contact source, and in your contact field, this is where it would show up under an individual contact. Now this is showing as other right now, but you have an option to be able to put in the contact source that this has come from. Most likely that would be your licensee name that you would want to populate with that. And this import will fail if this is not filled in for each individual contact that you're bringing in. So if you have a large number of contacts, you will need to copy and paste this for each contact. Now the assigned to field will be an option open to you, but most likely again this will be your licensee name that you would want to populate in here. But if you do have other people that are working within your system that have their own CRM set up within the Community Clicks Media Group, you could add that in as well. Say for example, you might have an inside salesperson that's been assigned to you. So you would populate them in here by putting a comma in between the two names and put in whatever name that they are under in their contact resource management system. So if they are not in the system as a separate person, then again you would not be able to, this import would fail. You would not be able to bring that in. So make sure that that is filled in properly, correctly, who you would like that assigned to. And that will show over here on your individual contact record. The contact type, you have options with that as well. So I'll show you in here how that would look in your contact record. So you would scroll down to your licensee information. So if this is a licensee for South Rock, you would want to make sure that that is populating as South Rock contact, as well as whatever contact type you're bringing that in for. So if that's an advertiser, if that's an advertising lead, it will show up however you brought that contact in. So going back to your Excel file, if you want that contact to be brought in as a South Rock contact type, as well as a South Rock advertising lead type. Now this will be important to make sure that that is brought in correctly, because this is going to be how you will be populating different lists. So for example, if we want to send off an email blast and we just pull up this list, that would have everyone within this contact type. So if you want to send an email out to everyone within your South Rock system or your South Rock advertising lead system, then it's very important that this is populated correctly. So at the very least, for everyone bringing into your contact system, you would want to have under your licensee name. So in this case, that licensee is South Rock. Contact status, you would be able to open up some different options here. And this one we're going to be bringing in as a South Rock cold advertising lead. And that might be some different options that you would have under your contact status. And here we'll show you some different options for statuses. So under South Rock, they could be an advertiser, they could be an inactive advertiser, a hot advertising lead, warm, cool, cold, or possibly an archived advertising lead if someone say that they're not going to be advertising for a period of time, but you want to keep them within your system. So most likely this will be a cold advertising lead that you're bringing in as a contact source. So that's where it would show up in this particular database. So again, under contact status, if you have more than one status that you'd like to put in, a comma separating those particular different statuses would be necessary to put that in. So in your contact record system, you want to have either a contact name or a business name populating this contact. So business name, and this would be one individual business name per contact. So you wouldn't want to have various contacts with the same business name. And I'll show you how we can add in different contacts associated with this business. We can add in as a contact 2, contact 3 with separate email addresses and phone numbers. So the contact name populates as the first and then the last name. So if your first name was Barbara, your last name was Carr, you would populate that as Barbara Carr, and that would pull up into your contact information here. And that would show up as your contact name, first and last name in your contact field. So going back to the Excel file, many different options to be able to put more information in. So whatever information you are pulling into this Excel file, you may have very little, you might have quite a bit. You could create these different headers in that Excel file to pull in as much of the information as you would prefer to have in here. So going into the contact phone information, this is populated as a phone number field. So you cannot put text information in this field or your import will fail. So any information, if you're pulling this up from another source, another Excel source, that you would want to take that information out. So for example, if it comes up as an extension, and that is a text information, you would want to take that text out. So you would want to remove that, and you could put that into the contact phone information header. So you could put that extension number in there. Any text information that you would like about this contact phone. And the same for contact email. This is an email populated text box. So you want to make sure that that is a correct email or your import will fail. So you want to make sure that that is populated, the information is populated correctly in this field. Okay, lots of different information that you can put in here. And I won't go through this in detail right now, but you can scroll through here and of course contact us if you have any more information. So what I'd like to do is go back to this South Rock test, and this I think will be the easiest way to be able to show you how this is going to be populated in here and the different options to be able to populate that. So we're going to show all fields. And this is going to show up the tremendous variety of fields that we do have available. And as I mentioned before, if there's no information that you want to import in at this particular time, not a problem. I want to walk through the address information, as this might be a field that you'll be importing in. So in our CRM system, we have the address broken down into street, city, province, postal, and country. So the street address would include a unit number, the number on that street, and the name of the street. The city, you would want to make sure that this is populated consistently. So if you have a short form for your city, such as North Van, you would want to use the long form of North Vancouver consistently with every contact that you're bringing into your system. Now in your file that you're bringing over, possibly, especially if you have a large amount of data that you're importing in, you might just have a full address file that is not broken down into the city or the street. So if you'd like to just simply put that address in here as an import for the time being, and then you can separate that out later. So for example, if you have a large data import that you're bringing in, you don't want to take the time and separate that out at this particular time, but you just want to make sure that that contact has that full address added in. So just put it under the full address file in your Excel notes. So some different things you can populate. Under Sales to Do, the checkboxes are similar with what we had under contact types, where these just need to be separated by a comma. So if you do have this in your information under the Sale to Do's header, you would have logo received, comma, photos received, comma, add copy received, comma, if you want to add anything more in, and that would pull that into the separated checkboxes in your contact data system here. Lots of these are simply text boxes or paragraph boxes. Some of them are date boxes. So what I would suggest is, if you've got any questions on that Excel file, is that you go into your contact that you've populated in here, and you can open up and look under all the details. So to keep this short, just understand that there's a huge variety of information that we can populate in here, but depending upon what you would like to enter into your Excel file, the most important ones and necessary for importing into the Community Clicks CRM system are going to be this first few that are outlined in red: contact source, who that's assigned to, the contact type, the contact status, the contact name, which would be the first and last name, and the business name. So please give us a call if you've got any questions regarding this, and we'll be more than happy to help you walk through on an individual basis.